I had the sheriff department fuck with me while I was at work. I was there. And,
you got a pretty serious job, Frank.
I know.
You could go to jail at any time.
Think about think about if you're at work and a sheriff comes in and says, "Is that your whatever the hell you drive out in the parking lot?" And you say, "Well, yeah." And then you go out there. Well, I had a shitty rendezvous we were going down there, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Like the front end was fucking falling off. It looked like shit.
This is all this sheriff got to do?
I guess this is what he did. He came in and he asked me whose car it was, and he asked me how the damage got there. I said my wife wrecked it like a year ago. You guys cited her for the fucking accident. She paid the ticket. I mean, that's we just don't have. We're getting rid of this thing. We're not gonna fix it up.
I hate people.
And so he goes out and comes back in, and he says, "Can I show you something real quick?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I go out, and he goes, "What about this right here? Can you explain this right here?" And he's pointing to this. The whole front end is fucked up.
What is going on?
And that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's from the accident. And he's like, "Can you tell me what really happened here?"
You should have had this
And I
on
said,
film.
Wow.
You could have filmed this. You know that.
Well, I guess I could have went home and got my camera.
Oh, wow.
But then he's like, "I want you to explain why it's corroded here, and it's not corroded here."
He's
and
fucking
he's
with
flaking
you.
off paint. And he's like, "This would look corroded here," and he's pretty much telling me that something weird. I did something weird.
He wanted you to confess to something.
Right, and I'm like, where's this going? And he says, "Well, somebody with a car, the same color paint as yours, hit a city vehicle. It was one of those council on aging vans." And I'm like, "Well, I would have remembered that." And no, I have to be here at 8 a.m. And I said, at this time, this fucking car, I had to jump start it every morning or pump a tire up on it. So every day I was at least 10 minutes late. And I was like, "Well, when did this accident happen?" "About 8 o'clock. Well, I can tell you what I was doing at 8 o'clock. I was probably jump starting my car and pumping air into the tires because it's a piece of junk. And I'm pretty sure if I would hit something with this car, the whole front end would just fall off." That's what I said to him.
You was at work and he came in?
Yeah. And then
He asked you to come out?
yeah, and then he had me
Of your
go
work.
in. Yeah, and then go in.
Well,
He wanted me to go in and get a timesheet for when I punched in.
hey, if he thinks you're a suspect.
Did you get his name and badge
No,
number?
I didn't. I wanted to
I'd
go
like to talk to him.
straighten things up.
We're going to call him right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
It was just. I never heard anything after that, but he evidently took a paint sample off my car.
Oh.
I'm like, I was so irritated.
He thought you were a suspect in a wreck.
I'm like, if what's he gonna do if they don't find somebody?
It's a city vehicle.
He's gonna say, "You did it." There you go. What if he would have just run me up the fucking courts? I would have been so irritated. I would have been in jail because I would have been in court going, "I didn't fucking hit anybody." But
took you to the court and they hung you
Yeah.
3 hours later.
well, they're like, what the fuck's going on?
We're hanging this fucking guy. It's
Found
funny.
8 kilos of coke in your trunk.
The shit isn't corroded correctly.
I couldn't explain it. It was the weirdest shit. I've never had
Yeah.
that happen.
I had a weird thing happen to me and Marion. You guys heard about those home invasions that happened? About 8 months ago?
Not particularly, but I hear
All right,
them all the time.
there was 2 home invasions. These were actually really bad. One, these guys were wearing masks and gloves, and they attacked an 80 or 90-year-old woman and tied her up.
What the fuck?
And
Put her in the closet. What the fuck?
well, how they caught her was that she had one of those life alerts, and she
Oh, yeah.
she hit that, and they record the whole time. So she stuck it under her leg while she was sitting in that chair to record it the whole
Ain't
conversation.
nobody going there.
Yeah, and they got him. But how I come into the story is one day I come home from work.
He kicks in the door and beats the shit out of the guys and saves the old woman.
No, I come home from work one day, and I let my dog. I have a big backyard, right, and it's all fenced in. But on the other side of my fence, I have a shed. Well, I used to keep it padlocked. I ain't got nothing in it but junk.
It's Phantom.
It's Phantom 13 to the rescue. I am here to save you, young lady.
Or old lady, right?
Well, I would say young lady. I would make her feel good.
Boom shakalaka.
Here we go with that. So anyway, my shed's on the other side of the fence. And I let my dogs out, and I go back out on my deck, and I'm like, I see this guy. I see him through my private